Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Silver Crown. This is your host, Pat, and my husband.
I'm the special guest star. My name is Chris. I'm also known as the Striking Viking on our other channel.
So, today, I promised you a video talking with Chris about what his experience has been with me. I want to start out by saying that when we got married a few years ago, my hair was processed and it was dyed natural black. I was using a rinse. And so Chris has never seen my hair the way it is now until over the last few weeks that I've been making this transition. So I wanted to talk to him and wanted him actually to talk to you and explain to you what this has been like for him. So now, in my last video, I talked to you about what I was doing to refresh my hair and how I relieve night sweats and stuff like that. And I have since rinsed my hair in cool water to close my cuticles, and I have it wrapped now, so it's damp. I also have it sectioned off into little sections, and I just twisted it in a 2-strand twist and tied it up for now. So there you go. So getting into our discussion. He does that, y'all. Just bear with us. Anyway, so Christopher,
Yes, honey.
are you going to behave for the video?
I'm not entirely sure that that's possible, but I will tell you this. Patricia, having had her hair treated since she was basically a young teenager, had mentioned to me on numerous occasions that she was thinking of going back to her natural locks. Not that she knew what her natural locks really were. It was that long ago. When she mentioned it, I said, sure, honey, if you want to stop coloring your hair and go natural, that'd be great. It's up to you. After all, it is
My
her
hair.
hair. So about 7 years ago, she first mentioned it to me, and she said, what would you think if I were to go back to my natural hair? And I said, hey, I'm very much in favor. If that's something that you want to do, I think that you should do that. So 6 years ago, she mentioned to me, I've been thinking about going back to my natural hair. And I said, hey, that'd be great. If that's something that you want to do, then I think that you should be encouraged. And that about 5 years ago, she came to me and she said, what would you think if I were to go back to my natural hair? And I said, hey, I think that would be just great if that's something that you want to do, because I'm sort of the kind of guy that the hair that I've got is the hair that I've got, and that's good enough for me. Now, I have been growing it out, as you can see. It's getting a little bit longer and a little bit less convenient, so I have to wear it up in a braid or something, a man bun some of the time. But I'll just go with the hair that God gave me, and that'll be fine. Pat, about 4 years ago,
I was getting a running start.
said, hey, I had a thought. I said, yes. And she said, I was thinking. I said, yes. And she said, and I thought, maybe I should go back to my natural hair. And I said, hey, baby, if you want to go back to your natural hair, you go right ahead. I'm with you 100% of the way. Now, I know that there's a real strong marketing force out there telling women that it has to be colored or it has to be shaped or it has to be, you've got to go get your hairs did at least every 2 weeks. And Pat has never been that type of person.
No.
So when she came to me about 3 years ago and said,
I was thinking about going back to my natural hair.
yeah, I said, hey, baby, I think that would be just great. I'm on board with that. You bet, if that's something that you want to do. So 2 years ago,
I was working my way up to it.
she said, I think I'm going to go back to my natural hair. And I said, hey, that's a great idea. I'm 100% in favor of that. And then last year, she started studying up. Every time I looked over at her, she had her earphones in and she was watching on YouTube some hair channel about natural hair, what to do about your natural hair. What is your hair? Where is your hair? What do you do with your hair? How do you take care of your hair? Things not to do with your hair. So after a substantial postgraduate course
I'm getting pretty good at it too.
in hair-related issues, and having read numerous articles from well-cited sources regarding hair, Pat decided just before Christmas that she was going to go back to her natural hair, and she asked me,
You know the drill.
What would you think
You know the drill by now.
about me going back to my natural hair? To which I replied, hey, baby, I think that's a great idea. So now keep in mind that there were purchases to be made. She had to get the butters and the oils and make up the concoctions. At time it was almost alchemical. I was hoping that she might somehow come up with a formula for turning butters into gold, but that didn't take place. And she was busy concocting, mixing, batching, formulating, and making various different things with which to treat her
Smells
beautiful hairs. And now it's getting a lot simpler because she's found out what she doesn't actually need to do. And so she's getting close to the point where it now only takes 4 hours
It does not take that
a
long.
day. No, I'm stretching the truth a little bit. But she does seem to be spending an awful lot of time in the bathroom in front of the mirror, treating, detangling, combing, pinning, oiling, greasing, treating,
Bathing, pampering, caring
massaging,
for, massaging
her hair. Now, I realize that over a period of time, it's even going to get shorter to the point where she finds out, A, what works for her hair, and she's trying to help you discover what will work for your hair. B, how to treat your hair in the most time economically way possible so that you don't spend hours primping, combing, creaming, untangling, treating, oiling, greasing, and manipulating your hair. And by virtue of the fact that she's such a good study, I'm sure she's been giving you some excellent advice thus far. And I, of course, am of the firm opinion, but hey, baby, that's great. That's wonderful. And her hair is coming in now, and it just looks marvelous. It's starting to, her hair has grown about maybe 1.5 inches now since she started with the treating, teasing, detangling, combing, oiling, greasing, pampering, tickling. Her hair, it's grown about 1.5 inches, and it's just coming in marvelously. And I can recommend it to you. If that's something that you think that you'd be interested in pursuing, going back to your natural hair after all these years, I only have one thing to say. Hey, baby! I think that's great. If that's something that you want to do, because I do believe that women are largely sold a bill of goods. They get them on the creamy crack early and tell them you have to treat it, color it, crimp it, cut it, straighten it, flatten it, and all that sort of thing, which takes up a large percentage of your life just on the hair alone.
Not to mention the expense.
And the expense.
The cost.
Yeah, you don't really need that if that's something that you don't want. Go natural. And thank you, baby, for letting me come along on this wild, wacky, natural hair journey of yours. And things are going just great, and you look fabulous.
Thank you. Oh, I appreciate your support. Thank you very much.
Oh, you're so welcome.
I figured I was, but thank you anyway.
And modest.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
Yes.
And if you are doing a transition, talk to your spouse or your boyfriend, your girlfriend, and get them involved, or try to get them involved anyway, because after all, after the transformation, they're kind of stuck with it, whatever it is you decide to do.
I believe that if they are a person of any type of character whatsoever, that they'll probably reply with, "Hey, baby." I think that's a great idea if that's something that you want to do. So
there you go. All right, you guys.
And there it is.
Thanks a lot. Don't forget to subscribe and comment. Put your comments below and subscribe. Tell your friends.
Subscribe, comment.
We're looking for more participants. Yes, and any questions that you have.
You're
okay?
more than welcome. It's great spending time with you.
Yes.
So hey, baby. Carry on.
We'll see you next time.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye-bye.